All right, I'm gonna show you guys a novel abdominal exercise today that I actually came up with in 2005 when I was messing around with my buddies in the college gym in California. I didn't really know why it was a good exercise at the time. I just was like, hey, this is hard. But now that I know a lot more about physiology and I've done a lot more work with other clients, I can kind of go through some of the benefits of this exercise and why it's really effective at targeting specifically the lower abdominals. I call it the Kazakhstan Crunch. And so, funny name, right? My idea behind that was, at the time, Borat was really popular. This was in 2005, so Kazakhstan. And also, any exercise that has kind of an Eastern European name, like Romanian deadlift, Bulgarian split squat, that kind of thing, sounds tough and cool. So I was like, oh, I'll just call it Kazakhstan Crunch. So anyway, how we do this exercise is you're gonna get in a crunch position, and I'm going to cross one leg over the other. So right now I have my right leg crossed over my left leg, and I'm gonna put the same side, so my right leg is crossed, my right arm is down on the ground. Now I'm gonna take my left arm, put it behind my head. And I came up with this idea as a modified elbow to knee crunch. You know, when you crunch up and across to kind of target one quadrant of your abs. But I was thinking, how can I make it lower abs? So instead, I thought of like an elbow to knee leg lift. So I'm gonna take my left leg now, make it straight, put it on the ground. I'm gonna keep my head and shoulders up, so I'm holding a crunch. I've got constant tension on my upper abdominals. And I'm gonna lift that left leg, bring my elbow across the top, open back up as the leg goes down. Now I'm keeping my hips tucked, my lower back flattened that whole time, so there's constant tension through my pelvis. And since I'm holding that crunch, there's constant tension through my upper abs as well. And I just do reps here. I lift that left leg, and at the top, I bring the elbow and shoulder across to get that good squeeze. From the other side, this is what it looks like. Now I'm crossing my left leg, I've got my right arm behind my head, my left arm flat on the ground. And I lift that right leg, bring that left shoulder, or the right shoulder up and across. Now, doing sets of 15 or 20 per side on this, you get a great burn in your lower abdominal on the side that has the straight leg. And doing this, showing all my buddies, like, that kills the lower abs. It's a great lower ab exercise. Now I can kind of understand why a little bit more. When you're typically doing a leg lift exercise, anything that's designed to target those lower abdominals close to your pelvis, what happens is we start pulling, instead of kind of using our abdominals to tuck our pelvis and lift our legs that way, we start keeping an arch in our back and using our hip flexors as we get tired. And so my lower abs are missing the work, my hip flexors and my upper quadricep are getting the work. But when you have one leg crossed here, what that does is that shifts your pelvis into a posterior tilt. So now my hips are staying tucked more easily because of this crossed leg, and I'm no longer able to pull with my hip flexors nearly as effectively. And that's gonna kind of lock your lower abdominal in and force it to do more of the work, even as you're getting tired. So that crossed leg is kind of the secret sauce where you're cutting your hip flexors to a large degree out of the exercise. And so that, and as well, the idea of positioning yourself with the shoulders off the ground, hi buddy, and having the same arm come across as the leg you're lifting. So what I mean by that is my right leg is straight, my right arm is the one coming across. I'm pulling with my lower right abdominal, and I'm also using my upper right abdominals for that twist. So I'm working that whole right side of the abdominal to a really good contraction at the top there. And at the bottom, since I'm staying with that posterior pelvic tilt and I'm not putting my shoulders all the way down, I have constant tension. The abs never relax. They never fully lengthen and get to rest. So it actually becomes a very tough exercise very quickly. You start doing some reps here, squeeze down, but don't lose your pelvic tuck, don't put your shoulders all the way down, and you start really feeling that burn. If it's your right arm behind your head, you feel it on the right side of your abs. And then after you're set, when you switch sides, you're gonna feel it a lot on that left side of the abs. So it's really isolating the two halves of the six pack and locking in those lower abdominals in a way that's really hard to do. Normally your hip flexors are very eager to jump in there and take off some of the burden. So give these a shot. Like I said, I made them up a long time ago, but now I use them with all my clients. They're called the Kazakhstan Crunch. Let me know what you guys think.